He's a 7.
It's a C minus.
C's get
C's
degrees.
get degrees. I just want to snuggle. I just love you. I do feel like guys definitely care more about looks. Hi, sorry, just paper towels. Just paper towels, please. Sorry, I'm recording.
You're like, it's so nice to leave a room without insecurity. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know where I was going. Sorry, I interrupted you.
Ramble.
Pretty basic.
Thank you to Doordash for sponsoring this episode of Pretty Basic.
Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to Pretty Motherfucking Basic.
If you're watching the YouTube, and if you're not, you should be. Trust me.
No. Sorry.
What?
I interrupted you.
Oh, no, I know you did, but what were you going
I
to say?
was going to be like, no, like out of all the times we say go to the YouTube, now is the time to go to the YouTube.
We look at the analytics, and
do.
we do indeed see that, we keep telling you to watch the YouTube, yet you guys are still listening to audio.
Well, and we love that for them.
Well, we love that you listen in general, so thank you. But the YouTube experience is a whole other ballgame, especially because I am showing you the right side of my face right now. And the reason for that is I got veneer. Yeah.
That was so good.
No, it wasn't.
No, it was like really good.
Alisha likes to say that I'm a better singer when I'm drunk.
She is. You hold a tune.
Like suddenly the tone deafness just like goes out with all inhibitions.
Something that no musician ever says, a tune. Also, we've switched sides.
Yes. Okay, so we did indeed switch sides because I did come at you guys 2 weeks ago and I said, guys, next time you see me, I'm going to have brand new motherfucking teeth like Chip Skylark. I am Remi Skylark coming at you.
Chip Skylark.
A shiny teeth in me. Actually, I literally have that sound downloaded on my phone.
On your TikTok?
No, on my iTunes. I bought it for some reason. When you're feeling lonely.
Chip Skylark. Jimmy Neutron? Right?
Bitch.
Oh, I thought Fairly Odd Parents.
Thank you.
I meant Fairly Odd Parents. I saw that and I still said Jimmy. I never liked Jimmy Neutron.
I didn't either.
I feel like his head was so big.
Anyways, I did get my teeth.
Back to the veneers. I was like, wait, we have to go back to this.
I do get my veneers, yes.
2 weeks ago when I was sitting on that couch.
Yes.
Not this one, that one.
Yes.
And you said you were getting veneers. I thought you were over exaggerating how quick it would happen. You're like, next time you see me. And I was like, haha, like, no, really, when did that? And you're like, no, literally we stopped recording. I said, no, actually, when are you getting them done? And you said, no, less than 2 weeks, in a week and a half.
Mm-hmm.
I was so shocked. On top of it, I even text you this. I am saying this to your face. I did not think they would look this good at all.
Thank you
and when I
so
tell you,
much.
bitch,
Thank you
No.
so much.
like you were already a 10, which means you're a 20 now.
Oh, that's so good.
Like,
It is weird sitting on this side.
I know.
I get a whole new view of you.
I'm just so curious. Yeah, I'm curious what side's my better side because I always thought that was my better side, and this was your better side. So now we're like, let's change things up.
Maybe we're like Dua Lipa and we don't have a bad side. Have you seen that video of her?
Does she
The
say that?
photographer is like, which side do you want a photo of? And she's like, either's fine. And all the comments were like, wow,
Well, I
wish
could
that be
never.
me. Yes, the experience
I
was
picture- I was like-
incredible. I could never. Yes, the
They look
experience
so
was
good.
incredible. Thank you so much. The response has been so kind. After this episode, or after the last episode where I talked about it, it went up and I did read a couple comments and people were definitely worried for me, which I understand and I
get it.
appreciate.
It's like plastic surgery, even
It's
though
a
it's
big-
not, but it is.
it
But it's
is.
cosmetic surgery. You get it.
It's like it's almost to me a little bit more, I don't know, worrisome or a little bit of a bigger like gamble because with plastic surgery, you can at least like, if you get breast implants, you can get them removed. If you get, BBL, you can get it dissolved. With this, my teeth are shaved and I can never go back.
Yes.
So
it's
I'm
like
very well aware of that.
permanent.
But it is truly the best decision I've ever made in my life. The best comments that
look
I've gotten
so
so far.
good.
Thank you so much. The best comments I've gotten so far are so many people being like, wow, you just look so happy and confident. Like, I no joke, I took a tennis lesson a few days ago and I met the instructor for the first time. So it was like the first time ever meeting someone with my new teeth. And
without them knowing.
Oh yeah, he had no idea. But no joke, in the first 5 minutes of the conversation, I had already thought, oh my God, he's looking at my teeth. He's judging my teeth 3 times. I caught myself 3 times in the first 5 minutes. And then every time I had that intrusive thought, I'd be like, oh my gosh, no, you don't have to worry about that anymore. But I didn't even realize how much I overthought it and how insecure. I knew I was insecure,
Yeah.
but I just didn't realize the severity of the insecurity.
Yeah.
It's such a beautiful thing to be able to walk into a room and leave without an insecurity anymore. Like that's insane. So I'm so grateful to Dr. Gabe. He's been amazing. These are only the temporaries because I'm living in these for a few weeks. I'm on a soft food diet, smoothies all day, brethren. And I'm living in these to see what I like. I was surprised that they look exactly like my real teeth.
Well, I was talking to TK because her dad's a dentist, and she's always from like ever since I met her, she's like teeth. Like the first thing I notice about people are like a smile, and like teeth add so much to your face. And I've always felt that way about noses because for me, I've always been more like aware of my nose as like an insecurity. So I feel like I always look at people's noses first, where she looks at people's smiles first.
I always looked at teeth.
One, that's just interesting in general.
Yeah.
But two, I really do see how like keep staring at your teeth ever since you got them done. But like
keep staring, they're expensive.
They do. They look like yours, but like as if you got braces, as if you had like the Invisalign, and like they look just like your teeth. Where I've seen so many other veneers go so bad, where they don't look like they look so worse.
I've heard that. I feel like I just expected them to look good because I was like just praying that they'd look good. But I was a little worried because my teeth were so over impacted. I thought that when they did shave them down, and the doctor did tell me like I'm going to shave as minimally as possible, but I also, being realistic, knew because my teeth were crooked, they're going to have to shave more than if someone had straight teeth. So I already knew that, and I still was going to do it regardless because it's what I wanted to do. So I knew he was going to have to shave them down, but I did realize like the gap in the space where they could fill it in was only so big because my teeth were too big for the space. So I thought they were going to give me significantly smaller teeth, which I was bummed about, but I would have rather had smaller teeth and have them be straight and white. I couldn't whiten my teeth for years because of the Invisalign buttons. And I really wanted white teeth because we're always on camera, and it was like something, I was like, people are looking at my yellow teeth all the time. But they were able to somehow cram them in there, and it feels lovely and fantastic.
You're like, wait, did you get rid of a tooth?
No, literally, I was like, what's going on? So the whole process in which it happened, which I wasn't even scared about them like grinding my teeth and all these sorts of things. Like I was mostly scared for the laughing gas, as I had told you in the last episode. So I was going to have Whit, my producer, take me, but then I was like, oh, what if like, I don't know, something goes wrong. I don't want to have her in charge of like health things. You know, she's there to do her job, but like God forbid if I die, like I don't want her to be there. So
Cal,
literally I had Cal take me. So Cal took work off. He took me there, and I was mostly anxious because, as we all know, like my anxiety is triggered by being trapped. And to me, the epitome of being trapped is literally getting like put under like gas or something like that. So they take me in. The staff there are so nice. So I felt comfortable, but also still like I was gonna die. So they put me in, and then they were like, okay, time for the laughing gas. They like put it on my nose, and I started to feel like they turned it on, and it's just like so slight. Like I started to feel like a little like woo. And I texted Lauren the night before because she was like, oh, like she talked to me how she gets it for cleanings, and I was like, okay, I need to talk to someone who has had it because I was so stressed. No one in my life had it except for her, but she was so sweet and was just like, oh my God, it's like the best thing. Like you truly just feel like you don't care what they're doing. Like you're just like la, la, la. And they could be like literally operating on your organs and you won't even care because you're just so like whatever. So I was like, okay, that made me feel better. Like Lauren can do it, I can do it. Lauren can do it, I can do it. And so I went in. They're turning it up, and my anxiety starts kicking in.
Because you're like, oh, there's no going back.
Oh my God. Like my legs were like, you know when you have an anxiety attack and you can feel like your whole like bones like shaking. So I felt that so many times, and like they were turning it up, and then it got to be like a little much. So I was getting, which it wasn't even much. I was just getting in my head. So I asked the nurse, I was like, can you turn it down a little bit, please? She was like, oh my God, of course. So she turns it down, and then like the guy who like runs the anesthesia stuff comes in. And he's like, are you feeling anything? And I was like, wow, I'm feeling so good. And he's like, you're at child level. And I was like,
I love it.
Oh, okay. He's like, we need to get you to margarita level. I was like, okay. So they turned it up. And then I was like, woohoo, this shit's good. I'm gonna do this all the time.
More of that.
Yeah, like it was so great until finally, I think they had turned it up a little too high, or I don't know what happened, but all of a sudden things were oh my God. Like literally like slow motion. I'm just sitting there like
and then you notice yourself, you're like, haha, I zoned out.
You know, it was like the weirdest, like they're just grabbing like a tool, and it went like in slow-mo, and I was like, can we turn it down again? And they're like, yeah. So they turned it down. I got to the perfect level, and then they did the like actual anesthesia, like the numbing in each gum. And then they began the shaving, and then I was in my head. And it was an hour and a half procedure, but because I was like so high, it literally felt like 5 minutes. It was so funny because I had like 500 thoughts during this time.
Yeah.
But I feel like it was probably like I had a thought for like literally 3 minutes. Like I focused on one thought and then I moved slowly to the next one and slowly. But like to me, it was like I was having a full conversation with myself. And I would think in my head, these are the things that I remembered. I love Alisha. I hope she's okay. I hope she's doing well. But keep in mind that probably those 3 sentences took me 10 minutes to think. Oh. Then I was like, I love Ollie. I hope he's having a good day. I miss him so much. Then I started watching Cal out of the corner of my eye watching me.
Because he was there filming, right?
He was there filming and just like monitoring to make sure I was good. And then in my high state, I was like, oh my God, he's going to break up with me. He's going to see my shark teeth and then never be able to see me the same. He's going to break up with me. So then I'm high as fuck being like, Cal. I literally have like the thing on. I am breaking up with me. And he was like, what? And I was like, are you going to break up with me because you can't unsee my shark teeth? Because they had grinded. Yeah. I don't know what it looks like under here and I don't want to know.
Oh my God.
And he was like, no. And the dentist assistant was dying laughing. And then they took off the gas and I was fine. And then it was over. It was that quick.
So then your first time seeing it, you could, right? Like, how was that?
It was great. It was a beautiful moment.
Did they take pictures when your mouth was still open before it was swollen?
Couldn't tell you what was happening. Could not tell you a single thing that happened.
So when was your first time seeing it?
When I sat up, but also I had been so numb that I couldn't open my lips.
Yeah.
Oh, also I like want lip filler now.
You're like, damn, these are you're a whole changed bitch. You're like, it's so nice to leave a room without insecurities.
I'm just kidding. I don't. But I literally looked like I had like a pool floaty lip. I was like, and then I wasn't high. I was just like a little like, woo. Yeah. So then I went home and I watched Heart of Dixie for the rest of the night. And the next morning I woke up and I was no longer numb. And I had these chompers.
They look so good.
Thank you so much. Thank you for coming on my journey with me, everyone.
No, well, I have to go back and say this just because you mentioned it. You worrying about me. Like, I don't think you know. After the podcast episode came out where I was crying my eyes out, the amount of DMs that I got from people being like, also like, Remi is such a real one. Like, aww, she like cares about you so much. You're so lucky to have her. I wish I had someone like Remi. Like,
I'm gonna cry.
No, like I want you to know actually like how much I felt all of that. But like people also like I had to say that. Like, you need to know, one, how much I appreciated that and how like open you were listening. But so many people were like, wow, that's how a real friend should be. Aww. They need to be like they're like, I love how she just let you talk. Like, I've totally agreed with that. And then when you mentioned you were thinking about me and if I'm okay, I was like, I need to tell you that.
Are you good? Are you okay?
Yes. No, I want to go back to the veneers, but I had to say that.
I mean, so much. The response on that episode was so powerful, and it was I mean, no, I'm so proud of you, and you helped so many people, and all the messages that I got were so great because a majority of them I felt like they resonated with you and have been feeling the way that you were feeling, and it meant so much to hear you talk about it because obviously they look up to you, they love you, and to hear someone that they love going through similar things, they felt so heard and seen. But then also it was really great for them because whether they do or do not have a Remi figure in their life,
you were able to
it felt like I was talking to them. Yeah. And I was like, wow, that's so cool.
I love
that's
that
amazing.
So much.
Also, we just recorded with Nikki, but they obviously saw that last week. And I never will feel like you are abandoning me or anything like that. Like, I feel like
oh my God.
I wanted to say that earlier.
I never want you to feel
no,
that
and
way.
but I also think that like, this podcast helps us because we have these open conversations to, if I were ever to have a moment where I'm like, oh, she's not reaching out. Like, we've had the conversations, we put in the work, we communicate enough for me to not even get to that point. Yeah. So it'll never get there.
I know.
I wanted to say that earlier, but I was kind of just sitting there on the side.
I wanted to protect.
No, and I appreciate, like, that means more, like, you even, like, saying that meant more to me than anything you'll ever know.
Bitch.
I mean it.
Don't make me cry.
I know. Not my individual lashes.
So back to plastic surgery.
I literally.
Not my individual lashes. Is that what you're saying?
I'm going to be fully honest, and don't come for me, please. Granted, okay, so then I started smiling the next couple days, and I was like, oh my God, now my smile's different. My nose looks flat. Am I going to get a nose job? And then Cal sat me down, and he was like, this is a slippery slope. We're not doing that. You're beautiful the way you are. Turns out my gums were just numb and swollen, and now I'm smiling normal again.
Yeah, no. Literally, they look so good. I don't think I've ever really said my thoughts on like plastic surgery or like that type of stuff. Mm-hmm. Obviously, like starting YouTube so young and having being like a role model for a lot of girls, it was very taboo to like get any work done.
Yeah.
Even like when Kylie Jenner had her lip filler, like she was like, oh, I can't say I got lip filler. Like it was like taboo, where now it's such a, like, it's like getting a facial. It's like, yeah, I got lip filler.
But I also do think there's this fine line of like Kylie Jenner still's never said anything. And like, girl, we know you're pumped.
Yeah,
you got it.
Yeah.
So it's like I appreciate so much, and I feel you on that. I have so many thoughts right now.
Yeah.
I feel like I've seen so many people in our industry who start doing something small and then it kind of snowballs into like all this kinds of work that's been done. And I am the biggest believer in everyone should do whatever they want to be happy. And if that makes them happy, then who am I to judge or say anything? Like I'm happy for them. I've always just kind of wondered like, oh, how did they like let it get to that point?
Yeah.
I just got my teeth done and I so easily was able to be like, oh, I'll just get a nose job.
Well, then you see how easy it is. You're like,
It's
oh,
so easy. So I've been on the soft food diet as of lately because I got the veneers. We are back.
Good.
Just a mere 2 weeks ago, I was sitting right there saying that next time I'd have them, and I have them. And while it's been an amazing experience, I can't crunch down on the sandwiches and burgers and things that I truly want to eat.
because they would come loose, right?
Oh, they would crack.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so I have to be extra careful, which means smoothies and acai bowls and, you know, soft pastas and things like that. And to be honest, I do not want to whip out the blender every time I need a meal.
I get it. So what are you going to do instead?
I'm going to Doordash. I have been Doordashing straight to my house, pick up from all of the local smoothie joints around my area. It's amazing. But not only do they have smoothies, they've got dinner, deodorant, morning pick-me-up from Dunkin'. Whatever you may need, it comes to your door. Whatever it is, they've got you covered. Ordering is super easy. You just open the Doordash app, choose what you want from where you want, and your items will be left safely outside your door with the contactless delivery drop-off settings.
With over 300,000 partners in the US, Puerto Rico, Canada, and Australia, you can support your neighborhood go-tos or choose from your favorite national restaurants like Popeyes, Chipotle, and the Cheesecake Factory.
For a limited time, our listeners can get 25% off and zero delivery fees on their first order of $15 or more when you download the Doordash app and enter code PRETTY. That's 25% off up to a $10 value and zero delivery fees on your first order when you download the Doordash app in the App Store and enter code PRETTY.
Don't forget that's code PRETTY for 25% off your first order with DoorDash. Subject to change, terms apply. I think in some aspects your insecurities can go away, and then in other aspects they don't.
Yeah.
And you either
it builds more
in other areas. You get body dysmorphia.
I was just going to say body dysmorphia.
I have no problem with cosmetic surgery. I've never like been under the knife or anything. I'm not saying I never would, but at least right now I haven't.
Yeah.
But I think society is really interesting. I've had thoughts like this all the time. I always have like deep, random, high thoughts like this when I'm sober. I'm like, who decided?
Some laughing gas.
Like, truly think about this. If changing how we look, like people are like, oh, it's the body God gave you, don't mess with it. Or like people are like, oh, like, how dare you do that, so selfish and vain. It's vanity, whatever. I'm like, what's the difference from dyeing your hair because it's getting grays? What's the difference from getting like LASIK? What's the difference from literally even just coloring your hair? Like, society says that's fine. Even like getting work done, like your teeth done. Isn't it easy to be like, oh, well, braces is changing, like you were like I hate that mentality, because I'm like, somewhere along the line we decided, oh, well, you can change your hair any color and hide grays.
It's up to a certain threshold, it's acceptable, and then it's frowned upon.
Yes. And I'm like, that's harsh ass chemicals all over. It's so interesting to me where people are like, yeah, but that's not like under the knife. And I'm like, it's all for vanity. Like, if you feel more confident with blonde hair, do that. If you feel more confident getting braces, do that. Like, at some point, it's interesting seeing what people pick and choose of like, well, that's okay, but that's clearly not.
Like, I think of Heidi Montag a lot. Like, do you remember that was such a huge thing?
Yes.
But I do think it's changed. It's changed so much over the past like decade or so.
Yeah.
And I do think that we, like in our era of when we were teenagers growing up, it was something very frowned upon. But now you look at like the TikTokers who are literally TikToking with a nose cast on because they got their nose done.
And I love the open honesty about it.
I love it. See, that's what I want. Like, I understand Kylie can keep as much as she wants to herself. But I also, like, it's so blatant and it's obvious. Like, if she could also tell people what she's doing, and that would also help people out, but she can do whatever she wants.
I feel very strongly about, like, people don't have to disclose it, or they can disclose it. And I know some people will fight me on that. They're like, no, like, it should be disclosed. But I'm like, that's up to them if they want to disclose it.
I don't think she has to disclose it. Sorry to interrupt.
No. But yeah, I do see people be like, well, it's fine if you get it, but you just have to say it so people aren't like, oh my God. But I also do get that side, because literally TK and I were just talking about this literally last night with Victoria's Secret. I was like, have you seen that TikTok that's like, what's a scam, but we didn't know till now or something? I'm like, the fact that all like I literally thought I would look like those angels if I wore the bikini that they had on.
Yeah.
When in reality, I'm like that. Like I truly thought I would look like that.
We do look like that. What are you talking about?
Shit.
Me and my mint green bandeau. You know what I'm talking about?
The swim. I had one with like
the chokehold.
Oh my god, it was like a pink polka dot, and I remember being like, I don't look like that. Shit. Also, you know what I think is a scam without us knowing? The fact that like all these lingerie models usually in the past, obviously it's changed now and things have been so much more inclusive and diverse. The fact that like if they have a boob job, it should say it in the description. You know what I mean? Like cool, it adds like 1.5 cups, but like if you already have like boobs on top, like you know what I mean?
I mean, so back to the Kylie Jenner thing, I fully believe that everybody has the right to say it if they got work done, if they want to say it. If they don't want to say it, they don't have to say it. But I do think that it perpetuates these stereotypes or like this issue that we're having of girls growing up and being like, well, how come my butt doesn't look like that? How come my teeth don't look like that? How come my boobs don't look like that? But if Kylie were to come out and say like, I got this done, then a lot of people would be like, oh, I'll never be like that because I haven't had the surgery to look like that.
Yes.
If I got the surgery, I just can't. But it's like when they don't speak about it, then we're raised to think that it was all natural. And it's like, then you're pointing at yourself like, why don't I have those genes?
I know. So I don't know exactly where I line on the marketing aspect. I'm like, at what point an individual person doesn't have to disclose it, but does like a swimwear brand have to like, I can tell now that I'm older, I'm like, oh, they have a boob job. I'm just able to realize what their body type is, how they're built, and how I'm different from that. Where I think of me as a kid, I was like, oh, I'm gonna look like that if I like wear this bikini. So I'm kind of torn because I'm so fine if people want to get work done. I'm fine if people, obviously we started with teeth and teeth is teeth, but then again, I'm like, is teeth, and then other things are other things.
Well,
like,
no, for sure. I think like, I don't think it's a necessary thing to talk about and they're completely able to be private if they want to be private with it. But I do commend the people that do come out and speak about it because it regulates and like,
yeah,
it helps people understand like, oh, it's not a natural thing.
Or did you see there was a video going around of a fitness brand having the model wear butt implants? Like not butt implants. It was like
butt pads.
Butt pads. And it made their leggings look like they really show off your ass.
I'm sure.
So then
they got caught for that.
A girl was just showing, she put the leggings on, the pads on it. Like it was
They showed it.
Oh,
that's cool. Okay.
So, and then it made everyone be like, what the fuck?
I'm
like
sure
everyone was like, oh, so that's why I feel horrible about myself. Like I actually I've been working my ass off in the gym and I've built my butt, but in the end, like no matter how much you work in the gym, it will not give the same effect as a BBL.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So I think the marketing thing is like the fine line of like, not morals, but like I've been obsessed with the TikToks of how food commercials are made and what they really use.
That's why like with Cooking with Remi, we've never used anything that's not
real
edible food.
Yes,
exactly.
I love
Mostly
that.
because I don't know how to use inedible things, but also like I'm not going to use inedible things.
Yeah.
But I do think it's incredibly interesting that they use like glue for like icing or things like that. Yeah, it's crazy to me. But it makes sense when they're on a shoot day all day long too.
Oh my God. Even I did an intro for my the diner intro I did.
Yes.
I cannot, every 10 minutes, I had to redo the sundaes because they would melt.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the heck? What am I doing wrong? And then I was like, oh, they have like fake ones.
Or
they have
prop
like
cakes.
prop stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, they'll use like oil on pancakes.
Oh yeah,
for
instead of syrup.
Because it like looks better.
Or
like
even
food
like
dressing.
ice cream, they like scoop
mashed potatoes.
shaving cream and things.
Shaving cream.
It's cool.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
So I'm like, clearly like, I don't think there's something wrong with that. But then also like, I don't know, marketing is just, there's a fine line of like, being manipulative and strategic when it comes to marketing, and I'm still trying to find that balance.
Very fine line. I mean, I don't feel lied to in food if they're using a prop food because in my head they're using that not for aesthetics but more so for the crew.
Yeah.
So that the set can go by as quickly as possible, the shoot can get done. That's personally what I think.
I asked someone one time, I was like, it was a really well-known photographer, and I was like, I'm struggling with this. How do you find the balance between being manipulative when it comes to marketing and strategy? And he was like, well, for me, it's this. If you know your product is worth XYZ, but you're willing to like go down on the price and like sell this phone for like $200 cheaper because you know it's so good, that's strategy. He was like, however, if you know your product's shit and you're like, okay, but I'm going to highlight it and then make them think it's actually $600 more to then come down to the price that it's really at, that's manipulative. So it was like a very fine line. And I was like, whoa, like that is interesting. And it makes you question like when you come up for a price for something, you know what I mean? Or like little things like that, even parallel, like it's interesting seeing like what the cost is for how much the items are.
I think it's so interesting when I watch Shark Tank. They're like, what are your margins? And
Yes.
it's like, I make this for $1.80, but I sell it for $25. And they're like, ooh, yeah.
And
And I'm like, that is a kind of a ripoff. But okay.
And when you see it that way, I think the first time I was even introduced to margins, for instance, I'm like, wait, so it only costs Skims how much to make this dress? And they sold it for how much? But then now having parallel, I see how it's like, oh my God, but to do that, to source that, to pay these people, like you do need that margin for that reason. And then to even somewhat profit, there are people though where you're like, damn, that's a scam.
I was just going to say, so like, it has to come down. Obviously, they have to be making a profit, but
Yeah.
like, where's the
that line?
percentage of like what is an acceptable profit and what is a scammable profit?
Yes.
I don't know. I'm just curious.
No,
but
it's always
I'm telling you,
different.
Shark Tank, I'm like, they're like, love these margins. I'm
Yes.
like, that's a ripoff.
Yes. So, I mean, for us, our margins are based off of like, these are what our margins should be if we want to profit anything. Versus like, there was one, I forget which one it was. There was one item we came out with and the price that we ended up putting it at, we were trying to make it lower for the customer. And we didn't make anything. But we were like, so that was a waste. We literally just like did it for fun.
Because you can't break even in a business.
Honestly, I forget what
That's
it was.
interesting to
But
hear.
I remember being like, oh, interesting. So that's why we do have to have our margins higher.
I understand there's so much that goes into it, but truly, if you are making a product for $1 and selling it for $50, that doesn't make sense to me. You know what I mean?
Or have you seen those other TikToks too of sites that are where they're the manufacturer for
Alibaba.
not them.
Oh, you talking
It's
about
like-
the furniture one?
Yeah, where it's like CB2, like all of those places, like they all use the same manufacturer and they're like outing where those manufacturers are and you can get them for like so cheap.
You can look where everything's manufactured. I saw this one guy that wanted, I think it was like 40 grand worth of restoration hardware outdoor furniture. But he was like, I'm not going to pay 40 grand. It honestly might have even been more, maybe 100 grand.
I have to interject with this. I bought outdoor restoration furniture.
Yes.
I regret it.
You should have gone on Alibaba like this man did.
I should have.
He went and found who manufactures it somewhere in another country, reached out to them and was like, I want all this. How do I pay you directly to make it for me so I don't have to pay the restoration hardware, price tag?
Yeah.
And they were like, hey, like they own those designs, so we need to tweak something very small.
Yeah.
Like they added an extra like grate or something like
Yeah.
that, where they were able to manufacture it for like a 15th of the price.
Yes.
Crazy.
Oh my God, no. When I was looking for cloud dupes for the couch, because I was like trying to find like the perfect dupe, I noticed they all were slightly different, but they were still like the dupe for it. And I was like, oh, that's interesting.
They
Because
must have patented it.
it makes sense though. Like if you, like I get it from the other business side where you're like, no, we came up with this. We're the ones who made it popular. Like this is our product.
It's also like with them, they have actual like artists and designers do them.
Yeah.
So like that is
who
their
they're paying
piece
for.
of
Yeah.
work. Though.
And granted, they still profiting.
Oh, they're profiting?
But
A lot
I don't know.
for
I find
me.
this stuff so interesting.
I do too. All from my veneers.
All from your veneers. What else is something you think is a scam? The trend I've been seeing is from Debt Collective. I think that's the person who started. What's something that's become so normalized that we don't even realize it's a scam anymore?
Oh, yes. Queen, thanks for starting this.
And it's been going off with people saying so many different things.
There's so many things out there that I didn't even realize. I heard that ingesting collagen will do nothing for you.
I heard that recently too. I was literally taking my call. I was like,
I wonder if it's true or not. I mean,
I think it's just not proven.
there's protein in my collagen, so I'm going to keep drinking it, especially in my smoothies because I need the smoothies.
I saw a TikTok recently and it was this person buying eggs and they like went through each of the cartons and they were like, this is what marketing does and what it doesn't mean.
Oh, you want free range, not pasture raised.
Yes. I didn't know. I had no idea.
Those poor little chicken.
But even then they're like, so pasture raised just means maybe they're out on the grass for like a second, but then they're overherded, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
A great marketing tactic. Yes. Manipulative to all the people who are like, oh my God, happy chickens. Like, yeah.
Yeah, they're so specific with wording sometimes.
And
it's very
I
interesting.
think that's why as a like cultural shift that's been happening, I think that's why Gen Z for sure, they're like, we don't want any bullshit. They're like, real results are nothing. They don't care about the fancy commercials because they're like, it's fake. Even I think that's why vlogging has become more popular. People are like, we don't want fake shit. We just want real. TikTok blowing up. It's real. Like even vitamins. I remember a doctor telling me, well, you can actually only absorb so much, so you're just peeing out the rest.
Oh my God.
So I was like,
I heard that because I was taking 2,000 milligrams of vitamin C, and I was like, I'm gonna be so healthy.
Yes.
And all the comments were like, "Girl, you're wasting that down the drain."
You're just like, it's just like expensive pee.
I saw this lady that held up. She's like, "This is the average 1 ounce of makeup," and it was like a pan. Yeah.
Yes, I saw that.
And then it was in a tin, and it looked significantly bigger, but the 1 ounce is still the same. Then she held up like a pump bottle,
all plastic,
and it was all plastic with the 1 ounce of product that was like very, very minimal. Same that would have been in the other 2 containers. It's just all packaging.
Yep.
I'm on TikTok right now, and this girl named It's Millie Evans brought one up, which I've heard this before, and I truly believe it now. And she said companies that make products to make our genitals smell better, so like wipes, washes.
Yes, I heard it's really bad for you.
It's actually, I've had like I'm gonna call them out. So many UTIs from goddamn Summer's Eve. So many. And I wasn't sure why I was getting them.
Yeah.
And then, but it was smelling lovely down there.
Yeah.
And then I found out like, oh my God, that's why you're actually not supposed to be.
You're messing with your pH balance.
Yeah, you shouldn't be washing down there, especially with something that's so heavily fragranced.
Yeah.
Now if I do it, I just use like an unscented soap if really need be. And I've been completely fine.
Like a mild soap.
Yeah. And I've been fine with that. But like these like heavily fragranced, like floral, tropical, whatever, like it should not be going down there.
Yeah.
And I learned that, and they honestly shouldn't exist because UTIs are horrible.
Side note though, one thing that I did really love, I don't know, I haven't tried Hailey Bieber's Rhode skincare or anything.
Yeah.
It has not been sent to me, or I have not purchased it, but like, you know, PR people, if you want us to know, I'll totally try it.
I tried to buy it and it was sold out.
I know,
so
that's why I was like,
fast.
fuck.
I really wanted it.
However, I saw a TikTok and it was saying how when you go to her website, because the girl was like, I'm skeptical. This is this is any other celebrity skincare brand. It's probably a cash grab, whatever. When they scrolled down to the ingredients, you can click each ingredient like glycerin and it'll say what's its purpose for and why it's in that. Wow. And I was like, holy shit, none of us are chemists. Like, we don't know. I don't know what that does. I know a lot of people like glycerin. I don't know. But I loved how they took the time to explain that. And also they didn't like, at least from my end, I didn't see it pushed. I kind of like when things are low key like that. I'm like, wow, that's you really caring, because you're not just using it as a marketing tactic to be like, see, we care to teach what's in our whatever. I thought that was really cool.
I think that you can see that she has so much passion in it, which is so exciting for her.
Also, her skin is amazing.
Like, that's what she's known for. She's been working on it for so long. Like, if you've been keeping up with any of her videos for a while now, she's always using like blank plastic bottles. Like, you could tell they were like from the lab, like random like samples and things. So I'm really happy for her that it sold out. And I think that whether it was her who came up with those ideas, like the marketing in general, whether it was her or she hired a team, they did a great job. Such a good job.
Also, I heard that she's a huge fan of
us. Oh my God.
imagine.
Hi, Hailey.
Hey, babes. A Charlotte Tilbury iconic nude lip liner.
That's my favorite.
With just clear gloss. You should try it.
That's what I do almost every day.
Really?
A little bit of mostly iconic
So
nude,
she copied you.
A smidge of Foxy Brown.
Oh, Foxy Brown.
Foxy Brown with the Fenty gloss on top.
She is.
I'm going to circle back to our TikTok conversation one more time. This lady named Eliza's said a bunch of them. I'm going to read them off to you. Are you ready?
Yeah,
What's a scam
I'm ready.
that's become so normalized that you don't even realize it's a scam anymore? She said, oh my God, everything. Entering an email. Most skincare. The phrase new and improved. Alarm systems. Traveler's insurance. Most makeup. Airlines in general, drinking collagen, that one's bullshit. Designer labels, recycling in most states. Public-facing altruism, being a guy's girl. That's a big scam we all bought into. Apple's choice to have like an alternative charging device. Not the universal one. And most baby products. That was funny.
Oh, you know what else is? Home insurance. You want to know how
I disagree. I had to use that when my house flooded.
Okay, this is an insurance problem thing, not home insurance. We had a plumbing issue. We hired through the insurance that we've paid for said plumber to come and fix. This is when Taryn was still living in our house. I don't know if I ever told you this. I was so over it. I hate this type of shit. So I was just like, oh my God, I don't want to think about it. There was a leak above the front door out of one of the lights, water gushing down out of nowhere. We were like, oh my God, what do we do? Cover it, call the plumber. Plumber comes. He's very rude, of course. And this is who the insurance referred for us to use, because that's how it works. He literally said, he finds out that there's a bathroom above. So we're like, oh, it must be coming from Taryn's bathroom. Like, we don't want mold in the house. Let's get this fixed ASAP. He goes, yeah, well, I think, just tell her not to like splash too much when she's in the tub. Taryn was like, one, I'm fucking offended. What do you think I do in the tub?
Wait, why would he want her to stop splashing?
He was
he
like,
thought that because she splashed,
he
it
was
came
like,
through?
see, when water goes out of the tub, it goes down this crack, and that's what's. We were like, no, it was like a flood. Like it was like.
Imagine she's just in the tub.
She was like, what do you think what do you think I'm doing in there? So we were like, no.
No, there's
like,
an actual issue.
There's something wrong.
Issue.
Like it was, and he was like, no, like I didn't see anything. Leaves. We get charged. And I was like, no, we want someone else to come. They're like, well, this is who we use through our insurance, blah, blah, blah. So you have to use this company. We're like, no, we want a different company because we don't agree with them and they're not listening to us. They're really rude. Different guy, same company comes out. He was like, yeah, no, they told me what's up. Like, yeah, see, you can tell like it's this crack. And we were like, no, you don't understand. We're telling you you're wrong. Okay. Finally, we're like, screw it. They're going to charge us something else. We finally fight back on that. We're like, we're not paying this. This is stupid. They go away. We end up hiring outside of the insuring company to then get a different plumber who comes and was dumbfounded and was like, they said what? They're like, you have such a big leak. Like, this is actually really dangerous, especially because it's clearly getting in the electrical situation. Like, what the fuck did they say? There's actually a broken pipe over here. We were like, what?
Might I suggest my home insurance?
Yeah, please.
They've been lovely.
No, I'm like, what? Like, I was literally like, are you kidding? Like,
you should. I'm gonna tell you my home insurance after.
Okay, please.
Because I promise you, it's not a scam.
I was like, it's a scam. I'm like, they all like.
I think traveler's insurance might be, but not home insurance. Not when your house floods.
I will say, traveler's insurance. I remember, this is me being stupid, not reading the fine print. I was like, oh, well, I got insurance, so I need to reschedule my flight. Like, it should be fine. And they're like, no, unless you're like in the hospital, we don't cover anything. And I was like, oh. I always thought it was, oh, if I happen to miss the flight, I'll get reimbursed.
I thought so too.
Nope.
Oh,
nope.
Good thing I don't buy it ever.
Yeah. Just don't buy it.
I'm making it on that flight.
Yeah. I literally was like, oh, well, fuck me.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Because one time I tried to cash in and they were like, no,
then
sweetie.
what's the point of paying for it?
Well, I didn't read the fine print. I should have known. I signed my life away. Oh my God. Another TikTok that I've been seeing.
I love that. Like,
I know.
we swapped spots and you are now the TikTok queen.
Suddenly I'm the pretty pop culture queen.
I
I'm
love,
the TikTok
thank God
queen.
she's finally here.
Maybe it's just the energy of this couch. It's really like.
It's very like in the know.
Yeah.
I'm over here like, what's going on?
Literally me all the time. I know you've seen this trend of people being like, he's an 8, but he still lives at home with his parents.
Yeah.
Like, what number does that make him? We should do some. I
Okay.
would love, the whole time I'm like, this is hilarious. We need to do it.
I would love to.
Or it's like, he's a 2, but he's over 6 foot. And then they're like, oh, he's a 10.
Yeah.
He's a 10. He's a 10. He's an 8, but he like never texts you back, or like little things like that. I'm not sure who started that, but people are so creative.
I know. I want to think of the next big thing.
Also, that's like not a new concept, but it's interesting seeing what things pop and get trendy.
Yeah.
Because like, how many times, like, people have said that for years. It's not like they invented that, but clearly like it started a movement.
I love TikTok for how quick the trends come and how quick the trends die.
Yeah.
Because as someone with a short attention span, like the Emily Mariko salmon was really fun and then it was done. And it was
also
nice to move
still
on to the next
killing
thing.
it.
Oh, I
think
love
she's
that
doing
queen.
a good job
Love
evolving in like showing a little bit more, talking to the camera. Like, I think that's.
I love her. I love her YouTube channel too.
I need to watch her channel more.
It's very.
Did I tell you?
It's TikTok but long.
So Sunday, guess what I did?
Watched Miss Remi Ashton.
I literally watched YouTube all day. I just laid on the couch all day.
As you should.
Granted, I kind of got sick the night before, and I kind of like.
Oh yeah, how do you feel?
I feel fine now. My stomach's like a little crampy still, but way better. Guys, I got like sick. Like, I haven't thrown up from not alcohol in a very, very long time.
Do you think it was just like bad food you ate?
I think
I got food poisoning and I was sick.
Yes, but it wasn't food poisoning because I've had that, and that's like excessive throwing up, like dry heaving, like shit. Like, I was shaking, but like I only threw up twice and then I was fine. I think it was just something I ate. I did have coffee and I had some old like chaga mix that I did put in there. But I looked online and it says it's good for years. But
Yeah,
I'm like, maybe
I don't believe in food expiration.
I'm like, maybe it still went bad because I was unwell. So Sunday I was still kind of recovering, you know?
Kind of recovering.
But I just watched YouTube all day and I was so happy.
I've been getting into YouTube again too.
I know.
I'm so
I have new
relieved.
people for you to watch. So
Please.
yeah.
You have I went on my YouTube on my TV and that one girl that you were like, she's gonna be my new girl, Bria.
Oh yes, I binge watched her.
She was all over my
A girl
TV.
named Fernanda. Oh, I did watch Rim Life.
Oh.
But not as I didn't like watch every single one.
That's okay. Understandable. I have to admit, when you texted me that you were sick, I started thinking about it, and I had been listening to a lot of podcasts where they were talking about something called what I thought was the no-no virus. And I was like, oh my God, Alisha, you have the no-no virus. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. And she's like, what's the no-no virus? And so I looked it up on Google. Nothing for no-no virus comes up. Turns out for months, it's been called the no-ro virus. I thought, no.
It's funny because you're like, I'm so dumb. I didn't mean that. And I'm so shocked you brought it up now because I felt I was like, oh, she's so embarrassed.
Oh, I thought it was hilarious. You gotta laugh at yourself.
No, I thought you were like,
can't
oh my God,
for months I've been like the no-no virus sounds horrible.
No, the no-no virus sounds
horrible.
No
virus. Okay, I have one for you.
Okay.
He's
okay.
a 6.
Okay.
But he pays you no dust.
Why is that like a 9?
I knew it.
Why is it true? The amount my For You page lately has been these bitches being like, here's why the guy you like doesn't like you back. It's because you're trying too hard and they can sense the energy. You need to not give them dust. Literally love. Literally that. That's my For You page.
No, like it's so easy to back a guy if you just ignore them, but you don't want to ignore them, so then you can't.
Oh my God, we even have a friend who we were in a group chat with, and they were like, oh my God, this guy finally texted me, but he like didn't respond to my last text.
Do we have any updates on that?
Oh yeah, they did not text. She didn't text
Good.
him back.
Has he reached out again since?
No, he hasn't yet, but I know he is.
Yeah.
I know he is. And I thought it was so interesting how you were like, no, it's so obvious now.
Oh my
God.
God.
What to do in those situations.
Here's the thing. If you want to play games, if you're playing games, it's not the right person.
Yeah.
That's just it. But if you want to play games and you want to have some fun, it's so easy. You like all you want is what you can't have.
Yeah.
That is human nature.
Yep.
In dating,
even
in work,
shopping?
in life. No, literally.
I'm like, oh, that skirt's ugly, out of stock. Oh my God, suddenly I want it.
No.
Like I need it.
It's just human nature.
Yeah.
You want what you can't have. So if you make it so that they can't have you because you don't give a fuck, i.e. he's a 6, but he won't pay you any dust, he's an 11.
What's funny though is I feel like, and this is stereotypically, this is like grouping together. I feel like girls in general are the ones who intentionally pay dust, but the guys are the ones who just actually don't pay dust.
No, they just don't care.
Yeah. Like they don't think about it, where girls are like, okay, I'm going to not look. I'm going to not care.
I used to be that bitch where like if they took an hour to reply, I'd take an hour and 2 minutes to reply back again. Do you think they they couldn't have cared less? They didn't look to see it was an hour and 2 minutes. They could not have cared. But I was that strategic about it. Did it ever work out in my favor? No. Yeah. But that's why when you genuinely don't care, then it works out.
Yeah.
So if you want to play games, that's how you play games.
I might have a date tomorrow. But I don't know if I need to make sure it's going to happen. So I don't want to talk about it too much.
You can't just drop that on me like that.
Yeah. We'll see. I need to text him back.
What app?
Hinge.
Love.
I know.
Love.
Lately I've been getting a lot of hot guys on Hinge.
Hinge is where it's at, baby.
But I did have a friend tell me this. So here's the tea. I looked straight into the camera.
I love that.
The tea. Zoom in. They were like, oh my God, I wasn't having any luck on my dating apps for the longest time. So instead of just like pausing, I fully deleted my account and then restarted it. And it brought you back to the top of the algorithm. Cause I was like, that's so true.
Oh,
I had
they
it for
like,
so
please
long.
New people.
And one, they're trying to like show new people, look, we have hot people here, blah, 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 blah. But two, from scrolling for years and years, it's like kind of confused what you're wanting or like who you're into, who you're not. So it's good just to start fresh. And if you have been on a same app for a long time, delete it and remake don't just pause it, like fully delete, start over, and you're going to get a whole new batch of guys or girls. And literally they're going to be like, they're top pickings.
That's such good dating advice.
Yeah.
I recently went to dinner, which we'll continue with the game after, but I went to dinner with a friend recently and they were telling me how it was so sweet. So they've never really felt feelings for someone romantically yet in their life. And so for a long time they were like, am I capable of having those feelings? Like, I'm not quite sure. Then they met one person on a night out that made them feel something that they've never felt before. And it was like this big exciting thing. We were like celebrating. And then from there, they're like, but what the fuck do I do now?
Yeah.
And so they had made very loose plans to like grab dinner the next week or so. Like it actually was last night. So Monday moving forward, we got together like on a Wednesday or something. So they're like, Monday I have these loose plans for dinner. Like, but what do I do? Like, I don't want to talk too much beforehand. I want to just like, get to know them really at this dinner. I don't even know if like this is a romantic thing or if it's a platonic thing. Like, I just know I'm feeling these feelings for the first time ever. And I was like, okay, what you're going to do, lay low. Don't text them at all the next few days. Like, do your own thing. Try not to think about it too much, even though I know it's like absolutely impossible. Then Monday morning, because the person was being kind of flaky already, like ghosted for a minute, and like it was like this big thing. So I was like, okay, Monday morning, you're gonna wake up, you're gonna text them, hey, are we still on for dinner tonight? If they reply, amazing. Go to dinner and you can see from there, is this romantic, platonic, whatever it may be. If they don't reply to you, don't you dare show up there.
Oh.
Don't you dare go.
Don't even bother getting ready, because as I know, maybe halfway through your makeup beat, they're gonna cancel, and then you're like, what the fuck?
Yes. So I was like, if they don't reply, at least within like, by like 5 o'clock or so, don't even go. Like, cause they were like, what if I go and like, or do I just show up and like not, you know what I mean? I was like, no, just like for yourself, do that in the morning so you can have peace of mind. If they don't reply, that's their loss and they suck. And if they do, then perfect. Have a good time. Yeah. So they went out and it was fun, and they replied and it was great. So,
oh, wait, they did go out.
They did go out.
Oh my God, how was it?
I don't know. It was good. It was fun. We'll circle back later, but a budding new friendship from what I can tell.
Live, laugh, love.
Yes. Okay, throw one at me.
Ooh.
I've got so many in my head right now.
This is so you versus me. You're like, I know a lot. And I'm like, let me think of a good one.
He's a 10, but he's a mama's boy.
That's definitely bringing down, depending how bad the mom is.
I'm saying severe mama's boy with a crazy mom.
Like is a 1.
Yeah. Okay.
0 or 1.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of a specific situation right now, and that's why I'm saying what I'm saying. So in general,
She's
I do
projecting.
know. Yeah, I am projecting.
He's a 10, but he knows he's a 10.
Like
a 13.
I was like, this could go 2 ways.
But like, I feel like if they know they're a 10, they're gonna be annoying.
No, like, it brings it down so much. And that's what, it's all confidence.
I think if they're a 10,
solid
but
6.
they know they're a 10, I was gonna say like a 7.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. 6. Wow, that brought down a lot.
Okay, I'm gonna say 7 because I do like a little.
We need some confidence.
I need a little splash of confidence,
but not cockiness. We need confidence.
Or no, what's worse is when they're like a 6 and they're so cocky. To me, that's a -6. I'm like, ew.
No, but like, if they're a 6, don't they deserve a little confidence?
We're like, we need confidence. No, when they're too much. When they think they're a 12.
But let them think they were 12,
no,
Alisha.
I called you Ash. Remi.
Sisters.
No, I'm like, you're trying too hard.
I know.
They're the ones who come up flexing, being like, yeah, I got all this designer shit. And then they're like, yeah, my cars. And I'm just like, dude, it's like such a turn off to me. I don't care what you drive. I really don't.
Have you seen the new, I feel like there's a conversation that was also brought on by TikTok. There's that guy who's going around asking really pretty girls on the beach, and he's cute. He's like not the most conventionally attractive, but he's cute. And he's going around being like, oh, if I was skinny.
Yes, I saw that last night.
Yes. Would you date me? And from what I've seen, all the girls that reply are like, I would date you now. Yes. I would date you now. And I feel like I saw this new conversation happening within the comments and just online of like how girls, and this is generalizing, but girls care less about looks than guys do.
Yeah.
And I hate to say it, but I feel like that probably is true, even just based on society and literally cosmetic procedures and all these things that like the pressure that women feel.
No, guys don't understand that girls just want to feel safe and like
cared about
and cared about. Like we actually don't care that much about looks. Like we do, like everyone has their like dream person or whatever.
You should have seen my roster.
Oh, bitch. What was his name?
Which one? Oh, no, I was saying the ones that weren't as attractive.
Oh, I thought you meant the hot ones. I was like, oh, no. I remember being jealous of that. I was like, fuck, he's my type.
I can get you his number if you'd like.
Look at the Eskimo sisters.
Oh, God. I'd love that, actually. Bonded for life. Blood
like,
sisters.
I love that. Ew. I hate that shit.
Anyways. I do feel, I mean, I'm generalizing completely, but I do feel like guys definitely care more about looks. Hi, sorry, just paper towels. Just paper towels, please. Sorry, I'm recording. Get the ones that you can cut not into
where is he
half, but into
going?
quarters. Target. Can get the ones that you can cut into quarters, not halves. I like the quarters more, so I don't waste as
I
much.
love the quarters. Yeah.
Okay. Are you okay? Love you. Bye. So sorry.
No, that was funny.
I didn't reply to him. Oh, that's okay.
I have one.
Okay.
She is a 10.
Okay.
And she just got veneers. She's a 20.
My shiny teeth in me. My shiny teeth that sparkle just like the clouds in space. Thank you so much. She's a 10 and she's the co-founder of Parallel Apparel.
Oh my God, I'll let you say it.
2.
She's like, -2.
Just kidding. Square neck tanks get 100 at least for those.
At least.
For creating those beautiful, magnificent works of art.
At least.
Okay, let me think of another one. He's a 10, but he calls his parents mommy and daddy.
Oh, 3, 2, 1.
I think I would only make that like an 8. I think it's kind of cute.
Mommy?
Hi, mommy. And like sometimes I would accept it. I think it's okay.
He's like, oh, my mommy called.
okay.
I'm like,
okay, 5.
I'll be like, you cheating on me? I'd be like, damn.
My daddy called.
Imagine me on a date. Sorry, my daddy called.
Okay, here's the thing. I know like people hate when girls call their dads daddy.
Yeah.
But like, I'm going to be honest. When I really need something, I say, daddy.
Yeah. You're like, daddy,
It's like,
can you fix my house?
Exactly.
Me, I'm
Like,
always like, can you come fix this?
the house is flooding. Daddy, what do I do?
Yeah.
Ew, that sounds gross. Never
Daddy.
mind. I take it all back. Daddy. Okay, he's an 8, but he only wears flip-flops.
Okay, I have a thing. I hate guys in flip-flops.
Well, okay, like flip-flops, do you mean like rainbows? Or like does a slide count as a flip-flop?
No, I don't know.
What gives you the heebie-jeebies? I'm thinking like a thong flip-flop.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like slides are not, like that's fine for me.
I don't mind flip-flops. I would say if he's an 8
I don't
and he
like-
wears
I feel
flip-flops,
like-
I'd say an 8.
I don't mind feet. I don't think I like guys' feet. So I'm like, when I see the flip-flops, I'm like, oh, cover those.
Yeah, they're not the cutest, but they don't like bother me.
Yeah,
But I get it.
No.
But they should be like well kept and like trimming their nails and things.
Yes.
Okay, I see that. He's a 2, but he's 6'5".
Okay. That's borderline too tall for me, so I'm going to give him like a 4.
He's a 2, but he's 6'2".
3. 4.
Really?
Yeah.
The height doesn't matter that much.
I'm a very like, it does, but it doesn't. Like if
Only a point?
Okay, 5.
Okay, I'll accept that. Mine would be a 10.
Yeah. That's so funny. Doesn't your head get like?
Oh, my neck hurts a lot.
Because you guys are a whole foot different, right?
Yes. I actually just hung out. We went to a rare beauty event and I saw icon herself from head to toe, Jen.
Yes.
And I was telling her about how Cal and I are 13 inches apart in height. She told me that she and her husband are also 13 inches apart in height. And then she was telling me about her kids, and she was saying that her daughter just turned 5 and she's at her shoulder. And I was like,
that's going to be you.
my kids are going to be so tall.
I really hope you have one that's like a Cal lookalike and one that's a you lookalike.
I'm sure that's how it's going to work out,
Like,
honestly.
Instead of both half like in between your guys' height, I hope they're like,
One's really tall.
Yeah.
That's how Shane and I are, actually.
oh yeah, because he's pretty tall.
He's taller than my dad, and I'm same height as my mom. A little taller.
He's a 2, but he listens to Pretty Basic.
47.
47 million. Why 47? Why not 50?
I don't know.
That's a really interesting number.
I got one.
Okay, sorry.
No, he's a 9, but he like loves roller skating. Like really loves roller skating.
Like his passion.
Like he goes to the beach and roller skates every day. Like wrist guards, knee pads.
Yeah,
like,
safety first.
Yeah.
I mean, I respect the passion.
Okay.
So maybe like, here's the thing. I think he would stay an 8, but like just not for me.
Okay. We respect it.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
respect it. Okay.
Okay, he's like a 4, but he has a Miles Teller porn stash.
4.
Ah!
I'm not, but I haven't seen Top Gun yet.
Are you?
I'm going tomorrow. So
You were supposed to see it before I did.
I was
and I
supposed to
saw
see
it
it like
3
4
weeks
times.
ago.
I know.
It is one of the best sequels I've ever seen in my life.
Really?
Yes.
I'm unpopular opinion. I didn't think the first one was that good.
Okay, one though, it was like outdated for us. Like, what's so special? But I will say, at least you've seen the first one. It makes the second one even better knowing some of the story, but you don't have to have seen the first one.
Okay,
but it does make like the storyline that much more. Like, I laughed, I cried.
I've heard great things. I've actually been going to the movies a lot recently. I saw the Bob's Burgers movie.
Yes.
I saw Everything Everywhere All at Once, which was fucking amazing. And then I saw another one recently as well, Doctor Strange, something else. But I've been going a lot, and the movies have been pretty good lately.
Yes. Oh my God. Also, Ashley recently accidentally they saw Doctor Strange. She saw Doctor Strange with her boyfriend after her and I had already seen it. So she's like, oh yeah, I'd see it again. Let's go. They noticed it was extra expensive, but like they didn't think much of it. They're like, oh, that's kind of odd. Like it must just be this specific AMC or whatever theater they went to. The next thing they know, it's a 4D theater and it's like Doctor Strange. So it's like moving, things moving.
Horrible.
She was like, holy shit. She said it was really fun, right?
Okay.
So she said it'd be really fun to watch Top Gun at that because it'd be cool. There even was like do you want water on or off? And like they spray water at different times.
You're in your face?
Like mist.
No.
But yes, you could turn it on or off.
Absolutely the fuck
Then
not.
she told me they also went to another theater. I forget what they saw this time. And it was like, she was like, what's this theater called? It's kind of random. He was like, I don't know. I just saw it online, had good reviews. The theater itself, like when you're watching it, has color-coded lights that go along with the movie. So if it's like a scene where the sun's coming up and it's like dark on the left side and then the sun's coming up on the right, there'll be like a blue light on the right and then on the left and then on the right will be like yellow. And I was like, whoa, that's insane. I would have never thought of that, but I would love to see that. Like lights can add so much. And then we were talking about it and we realized with the streaming the way that it is, like theaters are having to get a lot more creative when it comes to like, well, why would people want to come in person? And that experience, I do think like we've all missed that. And there have been times where I'm like, oh, I could just stay at home and watch a movie. It'll save time, save energy. I don't have to park, blah, 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 whatever. But sometimes you just want to go to the movie theater.
I am an AMC Stubs member, baby. That means I can go 3 times a week for $20 a month.
And we don't really go see movies ever.
I'm fine. Like, no joke, this month I've been finally getting into it. Like,
go.
I feel like I'm recognizing how much more special it is to actually go to a theater and experience it how like they created it created it to be seen. As much as I love laying on my bed. Have you watched Turning Red yet?
No, I need to
She
finish.
needs to watch Turning Red.
I know, you told me I would love it.
I
should have watched that. Oh, bitch. Especially if it was last week.
Yeah, maybe we should wait a little longer.
Maybe I'll wait a second.
All right, well, on that note,
This was funny.
this is a great episode, great catch up. Big smile.
Everyone go to Miss Remi Ashton's Instagram and double tap the smiling pics, okay?
I haven't done like a real like photo reveal yet.
What?
I know. I just haven't taken a photo yet. I'll go in after this.
I'll get one of you.
Thank you so much.
If you get a photo of me.
Duh, bitch. I see you wearing that dress.
I know she is.
Cute. Okay, guys.
Sorry. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Pretty Basic.
We love you so much. Again, be sure to check out the YouTube channel if you haven't already because we are crushing it and we will catch you guys next week. Love you so much.
Bye.